everybody, it's Anna. Time for the Wednesday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have one of two major arcana cards that are showing up this week, and this one is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is the number 4 card in the major arcana, and I connect the number 4 to feeling balanced and stable and to having a good foundation on which we can build. And that is certainly connected to Emperor energy. Even his throne is very stable, right? So I think of the Emperor energy as being good father energy, which really is a characteristic of the mature masculine energy within ourselves. The mature masculine energy is caretaking, providing, and protecting, right? So basically its job is to create structures that make us feel safe and supported, create private spaces. In this case of the Emperor, it's creating private spaces in which we can play and grow and not worry about anyone's judgment because no one's around, right? Like he's the one that creates the spaces, the nice house where you've got food, you've got toys, everything's provided for, and no one's going to challenge. It's the Emperor. No one's going to challenge the Emperor. So no one comes in that's not invited because the Emperor's in charge of the space. So that's that masculine, the mature masculine energy that really works to create the right structure so that the feminine intuitive is able to create and play and grow and sort of evoke magic without any concerns, right? So I think this card is a wonderful follow-up to yesterday's card, and it also informs how I read yesterday's card because I saw the Emperor coming today. We had the Page of Swords reversed. And I talked about how the page is that young energy, that vibrant sort of learning new things energy. And swords is about the mind, right? Which is again connected to masculine energy in the spiritual journey. But it was reversed. And I talked about how when we're in the middle of expansion, the mind can get very nervous. It can feel very young. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of overwhelmed. And the challenge is that most of us, if you're a body or heart intuitive, we kind of have a tendency, or we develop a pattern of ignoring the mind because we're like, well, the mind doesn't want to do it. The mind's scared. I'm not going to listen to that. I'm just going to follow my intuition. So we kind of treat the mind like it's a burden or that it's an enemy. It's working against us. It's sabotaging us. But if you treat the mind that way, well, you can do that. You can get away with that for a little while when you're younger, usually. But at some point, the mind, it becomes, there's lots of energy loss there. There's lots of anxiety. There's a cost to ignoring your mind. And your mind also is a part of you. And you're treating your mind like it's an enemy, right? And so the invitation there that I mentioned yesterday is about acknowledging where the mind has questions and concerns and gently, lovingly and gently addressing those concerns. If the mind's afraid, we don't tell the mind to shape up or ship out. We ask why you're afraid. What are you scared of? How can I help? Recognizing that when we come from that unconditional place of soul love within ourselves, which really is us channeling divine love, that we can always answer the question. We can always solve the problem. Because half the problem is just the mind wants to be loved. So just talking to the mind in a loving way begins to soothe everything. So I talked about how when the mind is nervous, we respond in a loving way. We're caretaking. We don't dismiss it. We don't dismiss the concerns. We walk into the concerns, right? And as you love the mind in that way, you offer that consistent, unconditional love and support, the mind matures from the child, which is the page, into the master, right? That's what the Emperor is. Emperor is mature masculine energy that has been loved enough that it feels pretty safe and confident. It's no longer reactive to the world outside, feels really stable and clear in what its job is and how to do that job. So the Emperor is not distracted by other people's theories or non-theories or ideas or expectations. This Emperor is completely focused on his charge, which is to take care of the children, which is to take care of the magic in the house. So because he is so stable and so clear in what he's doing, he doesn't have to create boundaries. The idea of boundaries comes from either the feminine trying to create some kind of boundaries, which is very hard for the feminine to do, or an immature masculine energy that's scared it can't hold its boundaries. But this guy is like, nah, I don't have to worry about my boundaries. What I say goes. He's the Emperor, for goodness sake, right? So this idea of kind of evoking the mature masculine in ourselves results in this kind of stability and creates that foundation on which everything else can be built, right? But the way you get the masculine from immature to mature is through deep and unconditional, very committed, loving attention to the mind. So that's what I do. My own practice, my own private practice. I do this all the time. I'm constantly talking to my mind. And it's what I do with my clients. So I think it really is like a game changer when you stop thinking of the mind as something to overcome and treat it like a part of you that needs love and attention and is responsive to that. The mind is not stubborn for no reason. It's stubborn because it's scared, and it's stubborn because it's overwhelmed, both of which can be solved with love from us. That's our next card. See you tomorrow for our next one. Bye.